Hey, it's Matt Ryan, and I am here on site with a guy you really need to know. His name is Christian Kane, and he is the founder of the Toms River Field of Dreams. And Christian, let's just start with your story, how this concept all started.
Tell you the truth, the concept simple. It started 5.5 years ago, right up this road. I'm a high school math teacher at Toms River North High School, and waiting to make a left-hand turn into the back entrance into the school. A fully loaded beer truck ran into our car. I remember coming to, and when you have a 19-month-old son at the time in the back seat, after feeling that impact and ending up on the other side of the road, you think you'd be hearing crying and screaming, and I heard nothing, and that's when I knew that we were in trouble. Gavin suffered as I said before, he was 19 months old. He suffered a traumatic brain injury, a complete fracture of the skull, a right front temporal stroke, as well as a right front temporal orbital fracture. He was rushed to community, who then was rushed to Jersey Shore, and from there our life changed. Never knew anything about traumatic brain injury or any kind of special need, and we were thrown into it. My wife, Mary, was 5 months pregnant at the time, and that was probably one of the hardest phone calls I think I ever had to make, to tell her that, obviously there was something wrong with Gav, and we were in an accident. We were at Jersey Shore for a month. We lived at Children's Hospital in New Brunswick for a month, and after 2 months, we came home. Gavin went from a 19-month-old boy who could do everything to nothing. Doctors were saying, listen, maybe the best idea is to put him in a home. And that's when Mary and I decided that his home would be where we live now in Toms River. Throughout his rehabilitation at Children's Hospital, we got to meet a lot of families, and we're not the only one. We're definitely not the only one. You have 2 locations at Children's Hospital in Toms River alone that service special needs families in Monmouth and Ocean County. And you would meet someone from Manasquan or from Marlborough or from Manchester, and you get to realize, like, wow, we don't have a place to go. That's the constant theme. We don't have a place to go to network. We don't have a place to go to feel typical. We don't have a place where, because of the financial stresses of dealing with a special need, that we just can't afford to be in a special needs, facility. So that's when my wife and I decided, like, all right, well, we have 6 children. We have Gavin, who is our full-time job. My wife, Mary, is his voice and his body. And we said, listen, we'll be the voice and the body for everyone else in Monmouth and Ocean County to build them a place where they deserve to go. We've gone to all-inclusive playgrounds, and there are several of them in Monmouth and Ocean County. But there isn't a special needs complex, a place where if you're in a wheelchair, you can do whatever anyone else is doing. And a typical kid now can play with a kid with a special need, and the playing field be level. But at the same time, a mom and a dad or a caregiver can go now watch their special needs sibling or friend or family member do things they never thought they could probably ever do again. So the fight began in January 2017. I went down to the mayor's office, and all I was going to do was build a baseball field. That was it. $250,000, run some leagues, and that would be about it. But as we started to talk to more and more people at Children's Hospital, the parents were like, but we need more than that. That's just not enough. And so then it grew. It grew to, I need a bigger piece of property. I need, a playground that obviously facilitates a person in a wheelchair. Now it became the courts, a basketball court, a bocce ball, and a shuffleboard court. Then it became, well, we have to have a place for them to eat. So, all right, snack shack, then a pavilion where you can eat. Then you can hold shows, and then it's become an art and a musical festivals. And then, obviously, our baseball field, and then a 9-hole miniature golf course. And then just maybe about 6 weeks ago, a mom coming and telling me about her autistic son and needing a quiet area so that instead of leaving the facility, they can kind of go somewhere, regroup, and then re-enter. So you're learning more and more about what a special need is, and then obviously talking to older communities. Gavin's 7 now, and he's going to be 70 one day. And this is a place where people who suffer from a stroke or hip and knee replacement can come and now do rehabilitation and not feel like they have to stay at home all the time, even when it's nice out, that they can still be an active participant in the community. So when you add all that up, it was created, I think, now almost in the right way. But then that bill went from $250,000 to $2.5 million. And so now my fight, our fight, is to somehow come up with that money to build this complex.
I think the important thing to realize here is that this isn't going to be a playground. This is going to be a complex. This is going to be a destination for anyone with special needs, ranging from all ages. So if you're a listener to The Point in Monmouth County or beyond, this is a place that you're going to be able to come to where you can spend the day and beyond. And really, I want to stress that the fundraising at this point is key. So if you go to tomsriverfieldofdreams.com, you can make a donation, and I'm sure you can tell everyone every single dollar counts.
It does. When you work with great companies so far, and companies like Carl's Fencing, without hesitation, we're in. Construction companies, Northeast Remsco and Hess and Harms and Herb, they said, yeah, we're in. We're going to help, and we're going to help you set up what you need to get done. And Martorano Recreation coming in and saying, yeah, this is how we're going to allocate all your money, and this is how we're going to price tag everything. And then the township of Toms River saying, yeah, we're going to give you the property for $1 for a lease agreement, so you don't have to worry about that being a budget. But things do cost money. People aren't just going to hand you a zip line. People aren't just going to hand you a baseball field. So that money that you do donate, that's what it's going to. And there's ways on the website that you can, if you want to allocate your money and make a donation, that you could put your name to it or your company's name to it, and know that for whenever you come here and when everyone else comes here and they see that sign, they'll know, wow, this company stepped up to the plate because they wanted to make sure that this special need community has now a place to go.
Below this blog right now, check out the video of the virtual tour of what will soon be this entire field. It is amazing. As I said, it's not just a playground. This is a concept that I believe is going to start here and grow beyond and beyond and beyond, and we cannot wait until
Let me get
June.
this one built first.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Before we start building some more, but you're right. It's everyone who gets involved says that we're 15 to 20 years ahead of the curve, because it's not only what we're building, but it's also the other programs that we're going to be offering to bring awareness. And then the other thing is volunteer. I mean, we have a program set up at all 3 high schools when we're up and running. It's that every high school student can get up to 50 hours of community service per year. And that's the goal. The goal is just not to build it. The goal is for it to be living and breathing so that people can utilize it. But then also you can bring awareness, and also having other people who are typical understand what, on a daily basis of what, people with a special need have to go through. My wife is my son's body. He's now in first grade, but she's given up everything so that he can learn how to walk again and learn how to talk again. And people need to realize how a life with a special need, how difficult it is. And that's why this is so important, because it gives those caregivers an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, just a break to see their family member do something they never thought they can do.
Christian, thanks for doing what you're doing. And I am really excited to be standing on this exact space with you when this whole thing comes to fruition, your dream comes to fruition. TomsRiverFieldOfDreams.com. Go check it out, get the details, and make a donation if you can. We'll be following Christian's story and the entire project as it goes along.
Yep. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And once again, I can't stress enough, and that's the reason why you're so important, is that I do know it's built in Toms River, but it's a Monmouth and Ocean County, complex. There is another one like it. There's another park in Absecon where they do run, special needs leagues, and that's where we kind of got the idea of doing something like this. But it's an hour and 15 minutes away to play a 2-inning baseball game, and that's when Mary and myself then said, "Listen, this is what we need. Monmouth and Ocean County needs this. The people of special needs need this."
Toms River Field of Dreams. Hit up the website and look for more of Christian on our website, and we'll be back here very, very soon.